Good morning, grade 2. It's Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. You will need 2 items for our video today, and they should say today's date and that you need them for the video. It's lesson worksheet 130-1, looks like this, 4 different 100 charts, and then the problem solving worksheet 130A. Okay, so if you want to pause the video and grab those, you certainly can. Make sure that you're reading your story, God's People Return to Judah. This one is like the introductory part before the next set of stories that we have. And so now, just as God had promised, he's going to bring the Israelites back to Judah, and the temple will be rebuilt, and they'll be able to worship again together in their homeland. And what joy will fill their hearts, and ours too, when we are able to worship together. You have a memory treasure to tell me today. If you haven't already done so, make sure you read African American Inventors. And as I said, I did not find that on AR. If you try it and find it, please let me know. Maybe I typed something in wrong. That happens sometimes, okay? And then make sure you're working on your packet for that as well. Do your epic read for today. And remember, I asked if you could please just read one book a day so that you stay focused on that one book and instead of racing through everything, okay? And then spelling pretest on the words for African American inventors. And again, before you do your pretest, practice your words a little bit, okay? They are written on your calendar, and sometimes they're also in your packet that you're working on, so that can help you to make sure you know them. Oh, I have the wrong lesson down here. Whoops-a-daisy. You are on lesson 130. We have a worksheet to do and a test pages to do and the performance task 130A. Okay, so all of those pages that go along with 130 we will have done today. Okay, so that whole pack for 130. Okay, whoops a daisy. The only thing that might be different is I think you still have, remember how you have the Be the Teacher page on front, and then you practice the 100 number time tests, and then the next day you do the actual test for it. Okay, so that's the only thing that has that on that would be for tomorrow. Alrighty. I think I marked on there though when to do it and when to send it. It'll be fine. Keep working on your junior park ranger packets and working on habitats. Remember, to be able to finish the habitats one, you have to do that experiment to be able to write about it, okay? And then do your letter for today. And remember, on your paper, start over to the left and right across the page. Don't make your sentences down in a list, but one sentence after the other. Let's do a good letter format. Some of you are getting away from that. And try to change up what you talk about, okay? Sometimes our letters are starting to go back now to the same facilities that we've written to before. And so you want to make sure that you change up what you're talking about, okay? Make each day different for them so that as they take out each letter, it's something special and exciting, okay? All right. Let's do some math. How about that? Okay, that's our next thing. So first we'll go through the one that has the 100 charts, and it says multiples of 5, multiples of 2, multiples of 3, multiples of 4. So you want to make sure, whoops a daisy, I bumped my table, sorry. Make sure you have a pencil and your paper and your multiplication brains. Are you ready? So here we're going to do times 5, and I would like you to say what I'm saying, and you'll understand it once we go through the times 5s, then we'll have each one. It'll be the same type of thing, okay? So for example, we say 1 times 5 is 5, so this is our answer, and we color it in. Neatly but quickly. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. And you want to do it light enough so you can still see the numbers. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. And if we would count right now, we would have 7 boxes colored in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45. 10 times 5 is 50. But we're going to go all the way to 100. 11 times 5 is 55. 12 times 5 is 60. 13 times 5 is 65. 14 times 5 is 70. 15 times 5 is 75. 16 times 5 is 30. 17 times 5 is 85. Did I say 30 here? 16 times 5 is 80. 17 times 5 is 85. Who knows what I said? 18 times 5 is 90. 19 times 5 is 95. And 20 times 5 is 100. Now, do you see any pattern for how we colored this in? Yep. Everything with a 5 in the ones place is colored in. Everything with a 0 in the ones place is colored in. Okay? Now let's do times 2's. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 2 is 18. 10 times 2 is 20. Everyone keeping up okay? 11 times 2 is 22. 12 times 2 is 24. 13 times 2 is 26. 14 times 2 is 28. 15 times 2 is 30. 16 times 2 is 32. 17 times 2 is 34. 18 times 2 is 36. 19 times 2 is 38. 20 times 2 is 40. 21 times 2 is 42. 22 times 2 is 44. 23 times 2 is 46. 24 times 2 is 48. 25 times 2 is 50. 26 times 2 is 52. 27 times 2 is 54. 28 times 2 is 56. 29 times 2 is 58. 30 times 2 is 60. 31 times 2 is 62. 32 times 2 is 64. 33 times 2 is 66. 34 times 2 is 68. 35 times 2 is 70. 36 times 2 is 72. 37 times 2 is 74. 38 times 2 is 76. 39 times 2 is 78. And 40 times 2 is 80. Whew! 2 more rows. 41 times 2 is 82. 42 times 2 is 84. 43 times 2 is 86. 44 times 2 is 88. And 45 times 2 is 90. 46 times 2 is 92. 47 times 2 is 94. 48 times 2 is 96. 49 times 2 is 98. And 50 times 2 is 100. What do you notice about your times 2's? It's all the even numbers. Remember way back in first grade when we colored in the even numbers with one color and the odd numbers with another color? Yep, all your multiples of 2 are even numbers. We also have, this one is the same as the 5's, isn't it? All right, ready for some times 3's? All right, here we go. 3 times 3, or excuse me, 1 times 3 is 3. Getting myself all mixed up here. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 3 is 21. 8 times 3 is 24. 9 times 3 is 27. 10 times 3 is 30. 11 times 3 is 33. 12 times 3 is 36. 13 times 3 is 39. 14 times 3 is 42. 15 times 3 is 45. 16 times 3 is 48. And 17 times 3 is 51. 18 times 3 is 54. 19 times 3 is 57. And 20 times 3 is 60. So as you can see, we're just going color, 1, 2, color. That's how our pattern goes, doesn't it? Do you see a pattern starting here? That can help you make sure you're in the right spot. All right, so we were at 20 times 3. 21 times 3 is 63. 22 times 3 is 66. 23 times 3 is 69. 24 times 3 is 72. 25 times 3 is 75, 3/4. 26 times 3 is 78. 27 times 3 is 81. 28 times 3 is 84. 29 times 3 is 87. And 30 times 3 is 90. 31 times 3 is 93. 32 times 3 is 96. And 33 times 3 is 99. And that is as far as we go. We can get to 99, but we can't get to 100. So notice how that makes a pattern on a 100s chart. Our last one, we're almost done. We have to do 25 multiples of 4. Are you ready? 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. And 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 4 is 28. 8 times 4 is 32. 9 times 4 is 36. 10 times 4 is 40. 11 times 4 is 44. 12 times 4 is 48. 13 times 4 is 52. Everybody okay? 14 times 4 is 56. And 15 times 4 is 60. 16 times 4 is 64. 17 times 4 is 68. 18 times 4 is 72. 19 times 4 is 76. 20 times 4 is 80. 21 times 4 is 84. 22 times 4 is 88. 23 times 4 is 92. 24 times 4 is 96. And then 25 times 4 is 100. So here we have 4, 8, and then with a 2, 6, 0. 4, 8, 2, 6, 0. 4, 8, 2, 6, 0 in the one spot. 4, 8, 2, 6, 0. 4, 8, 2, 6, 0. So there's a pattern here even in the multiplication by 4. All right. We're going to put that one to the side. Whew, do you need a brain break? That was a lot of thinking, wasn't it? You guys did a great job though, I'll bet. Send a picture of that so I can see how well you did. All right, so here we're going to do a guess and check. Guess and check. Okay. So, name and date on top. Read our problem. Taylor has a domino with a total of 6 dots. One half of the domino has 2 more dots than the other half. Show what the dots on our domino look like. So we know we have a domino, and you know what a domino looks like, right? It's like a rectangle, and then it's divided in half, and there are dots on one side and dots on the other, although sometimes it can be 0. One half of the domino has 2 more, so 2 more dots than the other half. So let's take a guess. We have to have 6 altogether. What if we have 3 and 3? Oh, that worked with 6 dots. That equals 6. But 3 minus 3 doesn't equal 2. Yep, 3 plus 3 equals 6. But 3 minus 3 does not equal 2. That doesn't work. So that one didn't work. Do you have a guess? What about 5 and 1? Well, 5 plus 1 is 6, but 5 take away 1, that isn't 6, that's 4. Or excuse me, that isn't 2. We have to get 2, don't we? That's not right. We want a 2 here, and that is not a 2. So that one doesn't work. Let's see. Let's try. Are you telling me which one to try? 4 and 2. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. So it has the total of 6 dots. And 4 take away 2 gives me 2. It has 2 more dots on one half than the other. Hey, we got it. So this is our right answer. How many dots are on each half of the domino? 4 and 2. Now, how did we solve that? Okay, after we read the problem, we drew a domino. And tried different ways to get a sum, a total of 6, and a difference, that's the more, right? And a difference of 2. My first 2 guesses were wrong. Whoops, I can't have a period there. I'm not done. Were wrong. My third guess was correct. All right, and do you notice how each time we had to check our work, didn't we? We had to check. All right, I don't like how I started my sentence here. I'm going to put I drew. Now, can you pause the video so that you can write this down to help you out? Sure you can. And then you'll do side B on your own. And remember, we're working on guessing and checking. You're going to do a domino problem again, so it will be similar to what we did on side A. And you'll want to have what I wrote here to help you out, okay? And then make sure you guess and check, follow all the things that it tells you, give the answer, and explain what you did from start to finish. After you read your problem, what did you do to solve it? Okay? And back to me. Hi. One more multiplication fact for today. What do you get when you multiply any number times 0? 0. Those are your new facts for today. Multiplying a number times 0, you get 0. Even if you do 1,946,244 times 0, you still get 0. Have fun with your math today and your other work. I look forward to hearing your memory treasure. Bye-bye.